Let's all sing Green Day, you guys.
Don't wanna be an American idiot.
Let's make it really sad.
You do the bass. So you go. No, I'll do the bass. So you go. Bam, 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 bam. You do that. Okay.
I'll sing it really sad. Today was a terrible day at school. I got bullied for my man titties again. I went home. Papa made me eat my peas. I'm gonna wear mascara. I'm gonna cut my dang wrists. No one gets me. And sometimes I feel like I walk this slowly.
There is a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
is a bunch of guys who's a bunch of bullshitter.
Hello.
Welcome to
SleepyCast.
I,
Zach.
Episode
Chris.
Cory.
18, 19.
Thank you. Come again.
Amen.
Thank you. Chris and I went to like a video game store like a year ago, and we walked in, and the fat guy behind the counter was like, "Thank you, come again."
Did you
Thank
laugh?
you, come again.
Did you laugh at
The
him?
big brown hook-nosed fella crawled back onto the floor tiles and started hissing.
Did you
That
laugh
was the
and
same
point at
gentleman
him?
who I made upset with my Yelp review.
It's true. You yelped at me. You said your daughter's hole is bigger than it should be. And I'm gonna tell on you.
That's right. That's exactly what I
That
said.
is between me and my family.
You leave my Coca-Cola asshole daughter alone.
I hate that guy.
I put the shower drain in there.
Anyways,
And then,
Yes.
you, and then you contacted
I'm
him.
not a Yelper. That was one of 2 Yelp reviews I ever left.
Chris yelped at McDonald's and got it out of business.
No, it's not
You
true.
said fries too salty, LOL, and they impounded it.
That's not true. I only leave a Yelp review if I'm extremely offended.
I've never left a Yelp.
I don't think I've
because
ever reviewed
I've never
anything.
signed up for
The only
Yelp.
thing I ever reviewed was that game store and a bus that I got on from New York.
You reviewed a bus?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I should have fucking blasted Greyhound. I would have had a scathing story to tell them. It would have been fucking laminated
Wait, I
with
need to tell
100
my
likes.
I need to tell
Cory
my
would have
epic
done
bus
extra to
story.
read all about it. What's your story?
I need to tell my epic bus story.
Tell me.
You know what? I can even look up the Yelp review. Okay, everybody get ready for my cool
It
Yelp
says,
review.
I put a bomb underneath the bus, but it did not go off. Next time, I will
That's not true.
1 out of 5.
I will make 7-7 look like...
Okay, here it is.
This is not a joke. I am serious.
See, one of my Yelp reviews is 5 out of 5, and the other one's 1 out of 5. So I said, I bought the tickets through their unsecured website. My credit card information was probably stolen. When we got to the bus, it turns out they don't save seats for the people who booked ahead of time. Anyone could have just got on without buying a ticket, and I could have fucked this. Thankfully, it didn't. We all boarded the bus, and the bus took off a few minutes late, but no biggie. Quickly, the ride turned from okay at best to a really shitty experience. One of the AC units was broken prior to boarding, and it started leaking really hard on this lady. She's like, hey, it's raining on the bus. Oh, yeah, I remember this. She's like, hey, it's raining on the bus, and no one listened. Later, it got really bad, and she yelled, stop this fucking bus. If you got to, I better get my money back for this shit. Then an old Asian man working for the bus awkwardly tries to hold a plastic bag above her head for the rest of the journey. So he just stands there creepily staring at her. I felt really bad for her, but to be frank, everyone on the bus was miserable. It seemed to be made from scrap metal. The bus became insufferably hot because of the broken AC, and the toilet stunk. And that's pretty much it.
When did you leave that review? You went to New York on
6
that
months
bus?
ago.
Greyhound's just nothing but that
Did you come to New York?
experience.
Oh, was that for Halloween?
Yep.
Oh, that's when Matt Vargas, our good friend Matt Vargas, drank a candle. Do you know about this, Cory?
What?
Our good friend Matt Vargas, shout out to him, and check out his YouTube. He came to New York with, Chris, you can tell the story.
That was Focus Travel, by the way. Avoid their buses. My friend Matt came to New York with us on Halloween, and he got very drunk. And then he drank wax out of a candle.
So, for example, if you're ever in New York on the Upper West Side, there's a great place called Jakub's Pickles. It has really good food. It's a little expensive, but it's really fucking good food.
Dude, they're gravy. They're fucking biscuits and
Oh
gravy.
my god, dude! Their meatloaf is cumberbatch. But all the drinks they serve are like out of like pickle jars kind of things, and they also put candles on the tables out of the same jars. And our good friend Matt Vargas was so drunk a candle was blown. It wasn't like a lit candle, but it was blown out, so the wax was just like
That's
starting to get liquidy.
excusable. If they're in the same jars and if it was blown out, I can excuse it.
And then so he drank it. We were like, we looked at we didn't see it happen. We just saw that the candle was like the wax got like, Matt, did you drink this? He's like, oh yeah, I guess I did.
Why are you doing his voice like that? He's got a beautiful booming radio voice.
Oh yeah.
It's like, Yeah, I'm on the radio.
Did he really? It was just didn't phase him. He didn't get 3rd degree.
Yeah, I
burns?
bet
Wow, that
I drank a
tastes great.
candle.
Have you ever had wax candy?
Yes.
It
Oh,
is-
like you mean
it
a
is
little-
fucking heinous. My mom got me this. Like I remember it just because I've never had wax candy before, so I had my first time eating wax candy. There were these little fucking red wax lips. And I was under the impression that you were supposed to like break them open and eat the center of them. So I like started taking my fork and cutting it. And I'm like, I asked my mom, I'm like, why the fuck is there? Well, I didn't say that. I'm like, why the heck is there candle wrapped around my cookie? And then she's like, it's not that. And then I bit into it, and there was no fucking sugar. There was no flavor. It was like eating a goddamn edible candle. And I spit it out. You know, have you ever accidentally eaten chalk? It's about you probably a better experience than
Some
eating
fucking-
candy.
One time Zach was like, here, try this nut, and I bit into it, and my tooth like shattered.
That was a pistachio you fucking ate.
You bit into a pistachio.
Even like eggs with like little walnut brains go. Oh,
You should have prefaced the
shell.
fucking situation with you should
Oh,
break the
God,
shell out
dude.
first.
Fucking gorillas know to peel the
fuck,
shell of a
pistachios
pistachio.
are so strong to shell.
Yeah,
them.
my tooth hurt.
It was funny because I
that would
heard
hurt,
it.
dude.
I heard like a oh.
That
You
would
think a
fucking
Frankenstein
hurt.
monster noise.
It's just like handing you a walnut and being like, here you go. You're just.
It's like a game of watermelon. You're like, oh, there's a fucking shell around this melon.
It's not your fault though. Like, you didn't know. You probably thought it was. It looks soft. It's like white
I
and,
also
and
did
comfy.
I did the same thing with a prawn once. Just bit through everything.
A what?
A prawn.
Did you know that it is common that people could
A
actually?
hot dog cooker?
No, a prawn.
Did you know that
Oh, a
it's?
prawn, like a shrimp.
Like a
You
shrimp.
ate the shell of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I do it all the time. Sometimes you forget.
I fucking throw out this.
good, but my bum hurts sometimes.
Yeah, I understand.
Did I tell you the kid who I in my school? He like used to crawl to the tables. He would like we'd throw him like shrimp tails and he'd eat them off the floor.
You didn't tell me this.
He'd like pick his ass and like grab the shrimp tails and eat them.
There was a kid in my school who used to crawl under tables and pull down your pants while the teacher was writing on the chalkboard
suck
to
you
suck
off?
you off. Yeah.
There was a kid who used to fucking like bounce
What,
on the dick so
really?
he'd come
Yeah, like look up, he'd look you deep in the eye and start sucking on your
suck
cock.
dick for like 30 seconds right fast until you came and
He'd
he'd
come and then he'd try and like crawl back to his seat and everyone would like go yay when he
Everyone
got back
clap.
to
Oh
it.
really?
Yeah.
just say, now, no fussing around.
I would purposely stick my feet out and try to trip him while he was like have a mouthful of cum and splat on the ground.
All the boys in my class used to try and do the same thing, but this kid was the king of it.
He was just like
All these kids were like clustered under tables, crawling over each other, sucking each other around.
guys are looking, trying to check it
I
out.
remember one time we were all in class with a really serious lesson about the Holocaust, and the girl started screaming as cum drizzled from the ceiling, and revealed was the black janitor with his big eyes exposed only like the Cheshire cat.
What?
His BBC dripping coming in this little girl's hair. He receded back into the ceiling and crawled to the next classroom.
Wait, the
BBC.
janitor?
Yes, he drizzled
I
cum
like
in
how
this
you
girl's hair.
I like how you referred to his schlong as a BBC.
It's the proper name for it.
Big beautiful cock, yeah.
British broadcast
Cock.
Central Network.
British broadcast cock.
It's either called BBB, Big Beautiful Bitches, or BBC.
I thought it was BBW for Big Beautiful Women.
There's also Big Beautiful Butthole.
BBW.
Big Beautiful Butthole?
Ask somebody up front if they have a BBB.
Big beautiful butt. Boob.
Big
Butt
beautiful
boob?
set of
Booby.
boobs.
Big beautiful taint.
Do you know what a BBW, BBCBW is?
Is this the fucking alphabet, Cory?
BBW, BBC, BW.
Big beautiful cock with white women willies.
Willie's my favorite word for
Wait, a
taint.
black guy with a white cock?
I think so. I think that's what I said.
Did I ever
Cory.
tell you about when? Oh, you go.
No,
What were
you
saying?
go. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say something about white cocks.
I was gonna say when I was a very young child, I didn't understand the concept of a penis.
Wait, Chris.
What?
What's a PPP?
A pretty particular.
Peter
Pink.
picked a peck of pickled peppers and Peter pecked a
You're an idiot.
Peter Piper pecked a pickle penis.
We're really off
Peter
to a
picked
good
his
start.
pickled
I was
penis.
gonna say, Cory, this is a very important subject. Okay.
It's about-
This is a very important
Is
thing.
it about rape allegations?
I was gonna say when I was a little boy,
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what my dick was. I knew that I peed out of it, but I thought it was a tail like a dog.
Oh.
So I used to call it my tail.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So whenever my mom would be like, "Chris, go shake your
Whatever she-
tail after a pee," and I did it. I wagged my tail.
Oh, that's very nice of her. Very encouraging.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really care. It was just sort of like this extra flab of skin I just never thought about. It wasn't until I discovered what it was actually used for did I.
From a very young age, I tucked it between my legs, and when I saw I looked like a girl, I got horny.
Oh,
You came on your legs.
you came
I
behind
was
your legs.
buffalo
on the back
Billy
of
when
your
I was
legs.
like 5.
Yeah, I love how like adults have like cute names for like a little baby penis, like a tallywhacker, Instead of a full fireman.
Tallywhacker?
Tallywhacker? My uncle used to call my big fat juicy cock, which is really cute.
Tallywhacker?
Your thigh slapper.
My big fucking meaty trunk.
What about one-eyed snake? I never understood that one.
How would you not understand that?
It's a snake with one eye, Cory.
It's literally like a
Yeah,
cyclops
yeah, but
snake.
it's like what the fuck is a cyclops snake?
A snake is like a long
Would it
ride.
be better to say it like a no-eyed snake? Because what the fuck is the eye supposed
Yeah,
to
why
be?
did you
Isn't
say
the
that?
mouth
It's your
what
bell
comes
end.
out?
If you look right into it, it looks like an evil eye.
What's the
got
mouth then?
line
It's just the
pupil.
mouth is like a big slit, so just make it a no-eyed snake.
Yeah,
No,
but-
it's not. It's a no-mouthed, one-eyed snake.
Where are the fangs?
Who the fuck is gonna say no-mouthed one-eyed snake? Just say dick.
Just say schlong. Just say willy whacker.
Okay.
Cory, would you rather?
Did you, when you grabbed yourself, when you were a kid, were you like, this is my sack of marbles?
Cory, when you were a kid, I think you've said this before.
Doesn't even make sense.
Well, I think you've said this before, but Cory, when you were a kid, did you ever like roll your dick into itself and pull your ball sack over and spread it like with like
Yes, and it would-
call it a flying squirrel?
No, I would just push
I'd pull
it.
the
I
sack
would
all
just
over.
shove it all in and then let it explode out like a flower.
You pulled your
I still
ball
do that,
sack
dude.
skin over your dick, and you call that a flying squirrel?
No. You roll your fucking little chode into itself. You pull your ball sack over and you stretch it out to expose the veins. You call it flying squirrel.
you
You make it
fucking-
fly.
yeah, you show it.
Or you just pull it out, and make it fly like
If you
that.
pull your
Yeah.
balls over your dick, it forms like a skin igloo.
You show it. You put it in front of a
Chris, look, you
light.
could also just do this. You do that.
Yeah, you
like,
put it in
like
front of
that.
a light, and you can see all the sperm swimming around inside of your sack.
It's like a little ant colony.
It's fucking hot, dude.
Sperm.
You can like squeeze the center of it, and they all get confused and bunch up and explode.
You can tap on the glass of your ball skin and fucking scare them.
They're all scurry.
I would love to see just like a sperm colony get confused and go the other way.
A sperm
Corey,
colony.
I want you to make a video of you tapping
Corey.
on your ball glass and smashing the glass and your sperms
Corey, when I
coming
was a
out.
kid,
Just
I put a
explode and immediately dry up and die.
When I was a kid, I stretched my dick up and put a little piece of cracker, and they all carried it back to my asshole. Yeah,
This
they picked it
podcast
up.
is off to a really unbalanced start. It's just been pure retarded shit so far.
I stuck like like a small
Where are we going
little.
with this, Corey?
I don't know what it was, but it was like a tiny like
Your hand
straw
motion-
thing.
Yeah.
And I started wiggling like it was trying to go down. So I do
sperm?
believe his character. I do believe
It was
his
going down
cracker-
or out?
It was going down, like it was being inhaled.
Where? What? Why would it come out to go back down?
Did you hear what he said?
If
No.
you put a little cracker in your dick hole, they carry it away like ants.
Oh,
It's your
come
asshole.
up and pull it back down.
Did you know if you feed your sperm, it makes them more healthy to grow faster?
They grow. It's like
Really?
it's
yeah,
it's like
they
a,
bring it to their queen, and then the queen makes
it's like
more
a tick, and
sperm
you
babies.
keep feeding it.
I heard that there's like an evolutionary flying sperm that don't use their wings.
They're just stuck in your ball sack, so their
It's
wings
called a
eventually
fucking
crumple up and
shotgun
break.
blast. It's called not drinking opera week. That's the flying sperm.
Do you think there's like a colony? Like
A colony of sperm.
Yeah, they like kind of act like ants, but they have like their own like.
Corey, when I was in school, my teacher said like he let me know the boys leave. He talked about girls. He's like, I've done my own studies on myself, and whenever I come, if I listen, I put audio instruments. You can hear them come screaming. They scream bloody murder.
You just tell him that's the
It's
fizzy
like
bubbles.
that YouTube video where the guy like recorded hell.
Yeah.
They dug too close to the core and he like put his mic up to the rocks and all he could hear is like,
It's like guy go drills like 13 feet in the ground and hears hell? Question mark. It's like some shitty like.
Yeah, it's like why don't you dig any
freesounds.com.
more? Why didn't you dig any deeper? If you were so convinced that hell's just a foot below you, you're like, I can hear people screaming and bloody murder. I don't want to check that out.
I'm just hearing China.
do you guys remember when
Hiroshima being exploded.
Holy fuck.
Corey, when you were first getting horny, when you were first sexually active, as they say.
Yeah.
That was like, did you come way further than you could now?
No.
No.
There was a point when I was like 17 where it would shoot across the room.
It just sort
I
of
still
dribbles.
have that shotgun blast. It'll go away someday when I get ball
Sometimes
cancer.
it would literally fly like
No,
a lot of distance.
Yeah,
I still
mine
have that. I
doesn't-
think
mine-
it's just genetic. It's weird. It's just the muscles down there.
I think it
Yeah.
depends.
It's not about like my balls are, you know what I mean?
I can't do that anymore though. I'm too old now.
Maybe you should practice edging.
What, does it just drizzle out now?
No, I mean it comes out like normal, but it does like it used to go so far that it would like I
Hit
don't
the
know where it
ceiling?
went. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there are times where it just sprays everywhere, and I think I get it like on me. Just like,
that's why you come in looking like fucking ectoplasm ghost.
Yeah, usually.
Corey looks like a hard-working painter.
That's what I am.
Hard-working painter.
Yeah. covered in fucking paint chips. You're like,
What
Covered in white and
been a
brown.
long-
We need,
Okay.
we need a topic. I don't know what we're talking
Corey,
about.
let's talk about humor.
Oh yeah, we're talking about bad. Somebody asked us a question, and it was something. Okay, so this guy, bless his heart, but he released this thing. I think he might. I don't know if he was doing it as a friendly gesture, but someone on our subreddit posted this thing. They posted this link to this. What reminded me of an old like Flash. I mean, everybody knows like the Clock Crew, like that Microsoft Sam talking stuff.
yeah, just basic old new guns.
Yeah,
stuff.
but it had this like weird like that shitty like 12-ounce mouse like lazy Adult Swim ish like here's a picture with like stuff drawn over it and then a mouth on top of it. That's what it was, but it was like the humor. People like they think like, oh, it's I'm doing a bad job animating. That's why it's funny. It's like, no, that's not. Bad animation doesn't mean shit if it's not funny. The problem is you have to be. It could be horribly animated, but you could also make it funny.
Yeah.
And I don't think people like realize
I think
that.
I mean, as I've gotten older, not to sound pretentious, I just mean like in a sense where like once you do something enough,
here we go.
Stop.
Oh, here we go. Oh, hey.
Let's do a roleplay right now before we do anything else. Chris, I'm Mario Brothers. You're Bowser, King Koopa, Cory, Princess Peach.
Help
Okay.
me, Mario Brothers.
Wait, start again, Cory. Go.
Help me, my brothers.
It's a princess! She wants my mushroom!
I have the princess and I'm not letting
Stop it!
I'm not letting her go. Ha, bye.
I'm going to kill you, Bowser!
Fuck you, loser.
I'm going to kill you!
Nope.
Save me.
You rape my wife! You rape her!
I'm a turtle and I can retract into my shell to avoid you.
Where does blood come from? Her pussy!
I can't hear you.
Stop it!
Bye.
Get out of there,
No.
Wackio.
I'm stuck in here. Help. Don't kill me, please.
My brother Luigi, come here, Luigi!
Take him.
Oh, Mario.
Luigi, it's a princess!
Mario, I'm
I love it!
Don't
He
shoot
wants
Luigi.
to-
That's Bubba Luigi.
I love it! I love the mushroom!
I hope she makes my spaghetti.
The mushroom, it makes me big!
And you gotta help us.
But I wonder what's for dinner. But I wonder what's for dinner. Hi.
What happened? What did this dissolve into?
Please, sir, I want to come in the house.
But I wonder.
What if Dr. Eggman orchestrated the Holocaust, Cory?
He's a feminist.
He's based
He-
on what's his name? The American guy.
The fat
Roosevelt?
president
Yeah.
that died in his bathtub.
He's got his dirty ass grin, his dirty shit-eating grin.
He's fucking twisted.
He died with that smile when they froze his body and stuck him into the grave.
You can still find him though. He's still frozen like Han Solo at the Capitol building. He's in the middle of Congress.
How do you drag that out of your head? Oh, God.
I don't know. You pop it open and smash it with a hatchet.
You do that.
If you smash it open, there's a glowing crystal in his head.
Cory,
Cory's a riddle.
right now you're crossing a bridge. Cory, you walk through the woods. There's a long bridge, a misty bridge, and out waddles a fucking fat, disgusting little pink man
A pink
with veins.
Pink man.
with long breasts.
Okay.
Is he a primate or a man?
We don't know.
He's a small
What's he
primate
do?
figure, Cory.
Cory, he's a 1-inch tall primate.
What's he do?
Cory, you lift him up. He grabs on your fingers with
He
slicky.
walks like an alien out of the trees and kicks a bucket
Cory,
across
he's
the
the
floor.
size of a tiny tree toad.
I pick him up and I toss him and he bounces back into the foggy mist.
He sticks to the tree like those guys that you throw at walls and they flip down.
And Cory, grab it. You can't get him off your finger. He's like, "Do not be afraid.
Is he like
Answer
a
my
small
riddle.
pink man?
Answer my riddle, and you will live."
Cory, this is his riddle.
I hold
You
him into
ready?
the air and a big white owl
Cory,
comes down and takes him
You
away.
can see his small fetus brain through his translucent
It's
skin.
beating Cory.
It's beating brilliantly.
Furiously.
This is his riddle. You ready?
Yeah.
If you're trapped in a room with a beanbag and you're hungry, what do you do?
You use the beanbag. You cut it open and eat the peanuts that are inside the beanbag.
Why did you say peanuts and not beans?
Because the peanuts are inside beanbags.
Okay.
What I was saying, okay, I was explaining bad humor. Like people that like try to understand like what makes bad humor good. It comes to a certain professionalism, and people think like, oh, when you make something bad, but you are clearly capable of making something good, and you can show that at other points, then that becomes like it's clever, it's brilliant. But then you get something that's like, you know, the person made a movie or he made a thing and it was bad the whole time. There's no change in quality. It's the exact same from start to finish. There's no differentiating, so you still think like, oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
There's no, it doesn't change tone. It's like you need to find that fine line where you can clearly are capable of making something better, but you choose deliberately to make things bad for delivery.
Well, it's the capable thing too, because
Yeah.
with a lot of people who do like this sarcastic, like, "Hey, I'm walking to the store," like with a lot of sarcastic, like, contrarian, like, "Yeah, my opinion's different. I'm sarcastic. This is gay. New Guns is gay. Animations are gay. Everything's gay." It's like that's a phase you grow out of, because whatever that humor is comes from a point of insecurity. Like, there's no way if you were like, "Okay, I'll give you $20,000 to a guy like that," but you have to write real jokes, they wouldn't do it because they couldn't do it. Because it comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place
That's
of like
the critic like mentality where it's like this sucks. It's like, you do it. It's like,
They can never do it. Well, it's those people who just make like the really sarcastic, like, yeah, this is. It's like, okay, write a real joke. Write something that's like.
I don't like watching critics that are mean, like where they're like, this sucks. It's like,
critics
why
are
don't you just be nice about it if you're a critic?
I don't like these, like, the kind of critics I don't like are the one-sided critics where they always expect that there should be, like, okay, so if something does something different, but there has to be, like, this is the bare basics of what makes a game. You can't do anything different. You have to have, you know, good story, good, well, you know, like, just, like, the basics of stuff. It's like that, but then they're like, these stories have to have, like, to build up the purpose. There needs to be a message that's told to you. There needs to be, like, it has to be, like, by the books. This is what makes something good. And they never change their mindset. And these assholes comment on every movie, and they're like, yeah, where was the resolution or stuff? And it's like, this, like, you know, it's like, what do you expect?
It's so weird. There's like a huge abundance of critics because anybody can be a critic. Anybody.
Yeah,
everybody is a critic. Everybody can see what's wrong.
Everybody's a
with
critic to a
something.
point.
That's not a skill.
I'm becoming more like, though, I'm becoming like less susceptible to how I used to be because, like, working on a game, you see, like, all these people who spend ages on games, and you're like, oh man, these people make these games and release it, and they probably don't get like half the attention they were hoping for.
Chris, you were talking about earlier, like, not to specifically drop anything, but like in the cartoon world, if we see a cartoon that comes out on Cartoon Network or Adult Swim or Nickelodeon, and I don't like it, or he doesn't like it, or somebody in our circle doesn't like it, is that to say that you can't say anything bad about it? But you realize that a lot
it's gonna bite you.
It's gonna bite you in the ass. Not that you're afraid, but just like you're gonna hurt somebody's feelings.
Yeah, you're gonna be all cool, and you're gonna be like, this sucks, and then
Yeah,
they're
this
gonna
new
be
show
like,
sucks.
Then
And
they're
you're
gonna be like, I worked on that. And you're gonna be like, I feel terrible.
You're gonna feel bad because it's the same thing you're talking about. It's like, oh,
You're put in that spot where you understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Because you're working on something. Everybody is working on something. Whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's like working for their fucking college degree. Everybody's working on something. And you know when someone's like, oh, don't go to college, it's a fucking waste of time. And it's someone you really look up to, and then you're like, oh, I've just invested like $25,000 into college, and now people are telling me that's a really bad idea, and I'm not going to amount to anything after it. It's like, it's hard to really fight anything, because what it really comes down to is personal preference. I know for a fact now I'm going to be more judgmental towards what I think of gaming. Like, when I look at games, I'm like, man, even when a game is fucking horrible, someone had to invest time into it. It may not have been good, it may have been funny, I might have said some things when I was intoxicated and may have been mean, but deep down, you know these people probably got paid in fucking beans and maybe like cauliflower. Nothing worth investing money into.
Well, I think the other thing you mentioned was everybody's working on something. I think the important thing to clarify, everybody's working with what they have. Like I said, if you're like, oh, the art of this show sucks, it's like, they were probably paid like shit, or they were probably listening to director's notes or producer notes. I guarantee they wanted to do something a different way.
Or people who are like, again, I have to go back to games, but you see like a million RPG Maker games on, you see them on Steam. There was this one RPG Maker game that I felt really bad because it looks like this person put a lot of effort into it. Yeah. Like, they even changed the art. You can tell they made their own art. They tried to change, they could only do what they're capable of, but they tried to their best to do it. But the person removed it because people were insulting their art. Yeah. And I was like, wow, that sucks. That's fucked up.
It's weird when you see like something come out and you like the one thing. I mean, the main things I will criticize and not really feel bad about it is when something comes out and it's like broken, or the person should have known better, or just something like that. Where you see a movie and you just. I always notice these producer moments where it's like a point in a movie, it's like, that was clearly a producer.
That's different, though, because those are people who don't care. They're making it for profit. They don't give a fuck.
The other thing, too, is, what's the reality? Okay, Chris, you're working on a movie. You're getting paid a salary, and that's your job. Chris, put this in. No, okay,
you're
fired.
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 Yeah.
Someone will do it.
Or like if a game comes out and it's like that they throw in a feature where it's like bland now because they threw it in, and it's just like, it was the producer, they wanted it to sell.
Yeah, and then that completely
the developers didn't want to
cripples the game, and people are just like, fuck, like, because like now they have to do it. It's scary, man. Like the real world, like these businesses, like even people who like are passionate about movies, like when Ryan was making Deadpool, like originally when he was gonna play Deadpool, some fucking loony was like, let's stitch up his mouth and make him like this. It's serious because he's fighting Wolverine. It's like really serious because, Deadpool's really wacky and he talks, but let's get rid of that and make it a serious, brooding fight between friends. And it's like, wow, it's so tight. It's such a good idea. Let's do that. But then everyone else is like, are you fucking insane? Everyone who likes this character is going to hate it. And everybody fucking hated it. Yeah. And then he came out and made the character people wanted, and they were like, see? And then
that's the case of like the producer ruining it and like people just being like,
people,
I don't want to get fired, please.
Exactly.
I think it's also just the thing is, the older you get, when you're like 16 or 17 or 18,
yeah.
you blast everybody. You're
People's
like, this
perceptions.
guy's an asshole. Fuck this guy. I don't care.
People, yeah, exactly.
Constantly starting arguments. And you're like,
And then
is it
you
really
realize
worth
it's
it, man?
completely pointless. Like when
Well,
I
like,
was, no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to agree with what you said, man. Like, you know, you're wasting your time shitting at people.
That's what it comes
Instead
down
of making
to.
your own stuff.
It's like people who troll, and they're like, I'm a professional troll. It's like, you're also a giant faggot, and you're wasting your time.
I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't say that I criticize shit a lot.
I know, but that's what we're saying. We're saying we all did that.
The thing is, though, everybody criticizes stuff. We're not all pretty angels. We all say shit. We're all like, we'll talk shit. But the second you realize that, like, these people come back and they talk to you, and they're like, that made me upset. And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You're not going to be like, I felt hurt when, but if they're like, hey, that's fucked up. Why did you say that to me? And it's just like, oh, fuck.
Like, oh, yeah,
these
you're a
aren't people
person.
behind a computer
it's
screen.
just a
Is that a
learning curve.
robot?
It's like, oh, I hurt somebody's feelings just because and like that, you know, we still say shit sometimes, but my point is that we pick our battles now. It's like, if you really want to start an argument with somebody, fine, but they don't have to fuck up and do something.
I felt really bad because I don't watch Archer. Like I understand.
Archer?
I think Archer is really well written, and I think it looks good, and I think everything's perfectly fine about it. But I'm just not. I don't like it. I don't even know why I don't like it.
It's probably the voice.
Well, that's one. Like that's another thing. I love John Benjamin's voice, but it's been used too much now.
It gets redundant. Yeah,
right?
It's like listening to Patrick Warburton in 14 different cartoons.
And
Nobody wants
it's
to
the
listen
same
to
old
Patrick Warburton.
like I've been listening to him since I was a little kid, like with Coach McGurk.
Yeah,
right?
he's
and
hilarious.
He's my favorite, right?
But
anyways, what I'm saying is,
it's like Bob's Burgers never fit too.
Yeah,
I never fucking understood that.
I wish it was like he can do different voices. I just wish. Anyway,
he did Jason and
it was I
didn't realize that was him.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the funniest voice. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that I felt bad because I just tweeted one day. I was like, or I said it somewhere. I was like, I don't like Archer, but like it wasn't that I hate it. It's just that I don't watch it. And then a girl who worked on it was like, I love your stuff, and I was like,
They hit you where it hurts because
Yeah,
they're
it
like,
felt-
I worked on it, but it's okay. I understand your opinion, but I really am a fan.
I don't even hate it. I just don't watch it. I'm just not into it.
You know, I totally understand it, and it's the same way with like when this guy posted this thing on the subreddit. He posted it. He's like, "What do you guys think of this?" And I had a one-word response. I just said it was awful, but he commented. And I felt like he was trying to defend it, and I'm like, oh god, I'm creating a worse problem. And then he made another post where he wanted to explain bad humor, and then he told me that the guy made another channel, and I'm like, dude, stop. It's like, I don't want to hurt this guy's feelings, I don't want it to be any worse than it is, but I am not the target audience for this shit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to fucking, like, somebody, like, you know, he does what he does, but I'm not going to go to, like, fucking PewDiePie or Marky Mark and be like, hey, this sucks because I don't enjoy it, and it's definitely not for me. I don't want to be that asshole.
That's another thing. I was talking to Vic about this a few days ago. Like, when we were all younger, like, I would get mad about stuff that wasn't even targeted towards me. Like, I used to be like, fuck PewDiePie, man.
Yeah.
And then realize PewDiePie's like the nicest guy ever, and he's just
like-
doing his fucking thing. Like, it doesn't. That's what wasted
When
energy.
you're a 17-year-old kid and you're like,
that's
you've like okay, 16 to 17 or 18.
16 to like 20 something, early 20s.
Usually early 20s.
You know what? I think I grew out of that like a year or two ago, where I was
That's
just
what I'm
like,
saying. I think 21, 22 is when you kind of fall into
when I was like 18 or 16 through 22, I was like, fuck everything, so gay. And then you just grow up and you're like, oh,
You're like, oh, we're all
it's not
adults trying to
for-
do our own thing.
It's
We're all-
like what he gives up his house and his car and his nice life. Why?
Because you don't
Because
like
you think
him.
it's gay.
Yeah.
It's like like when you're a kid, you don't realize how much shit you need to save up for, or
You
what
don't
can
realize
go
how
wrong
hard
in your
life is.
Yeah, like your fucking mom can get cancer, and you could like imagine if you had enough money to save that, you'd do it.
What's like the other thing is like, he's not hurting you.
PewDiePie's nice.
He's a nice guy. There's no reason. You know what I mean? It's like
It's funny because there was so much hate for him back then. Even whenever everyone was jumping on the PewDiePie hate train, I was just like, to myself, I'm like, why? The dude just like makes.
He just sticks to himself.
He's clearly not for these fucking 30-plus adult guys, which are like, I just don't understand it. Like even like a Ricepirate, they made that video, and at the time I'm like, oh man, finally someone said it. But then I like, you know, you think later and you're like, wait, what? There's people who are sitting there like doing the exact same thing he's doing and have been doing it for years.
Well, this also sounds kind of hypocritical because we've like shit on Let's Players
It's
kind
all-
of.
we totally have.
That's what I said. I'm not defending. Like, I'm not going to fucking defend what I've said, but it's also like you come to the realization
Yeah, I think
that
that's
like
what we're saying. The point of this is not
it
that
hits you. I'm not nowadays like there are people I cannot fucking stand.
What we're
but I mute them and get rid of them permanently.
Yeah.
what we're
you
trying
don't
to
deal with it.
say
Yeah.
now is we're all hypocritical pieces of shit who've grown up.
Yeah, exactly.
We've all,
everyone
I'm
goes
definitely a
through it.
hypocrite. I made fun of kids who just painted over Sonic X screenshots, and I probably pushed some of them.
Everyone
to
goes through
fucking
that
quit the
phase
internet.
of just pure toxic negativity where
Yeah,
you're
you're just like, fuck this,
everything.
fuck this, fuck that, this
gay.
is
I know
gay.
better. It's no, you don't. I remember being like not as nice as I could be to people online back in the day.
It's the way you are, man. Like, we're not also not saying we're fucking saints or anything now.
Yeah.
But I think we're just saying
I'm not
like.
a saint. I do feel bad.
If you
No, I don't like you said. You realize to pick your battles. It's like ever back in the day, be like, man, fuck this YouTuber, fuck this Newground, fuck this guy.
Oh yeah, if you see my Flash progression on fucking Newgrounds, it goes from me to
our
fuck
reviews.
Rena-chan to an
When
actual
you're a
cartoon
16-year-old
with
in a
effort.
group on Newgrounds, all you do is just look at fucking cartoons and say how shitty they are.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever wasted like maybe 5 minutes of my day looking at a cartoon and being like, garbage, spam.
I used to literally like just think I was the hottest shit.
I mean, the only thing that really bothers me now is like if somebody's actively being a dick on like in the community, like if they're actively being pieces of shit. Mm-hmm. Like they have to really do something for me to feel like I need to say something.
Or they're like covering
it's
their
worth
tracks.
it, basically.
Like
Yeah,
they're covering their tracks to make it seem like they're not the victim.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, you get a lot of those people who will say some stuff, then lie, but I'm just kidding. But then they'll say it again, like.
I also
days
I
later.
still some people I said I didn't respect before. I still don't respect. Like Second Quarrel, I don't respect.
I don't
I
respect.
just give a shit about a series, but I hate. Maybe I'll learn to accept his perspective on that. As weird as that sounds.
Respect
you
him for
talk to
being
him-
talented.
No,
but-
he did. Dude, look, the guy is a really good singer. He thought it a really funny
Oh, he's
show.
a fantastic singer, but he cannot write. I'll stand by this and say he cannot write a movie.
Yeah, no. Ted 1 and 2 plus
A Million Ways to
A Million Ways is one
Croak
of
in the
worst
West.
films
Yeah,
I've seen.
it's sad.
Man, Family Guy was my favorite cartoon.
Family Guy had some man. Like the old seasons had some brilliant stuff. It was
Season 3
brilliant.
is so good.
Yes, it was it's like when Stewie was like not this one joke. He was the one, but he was also kind of like entertaining because you never see that. It was a unique idea at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. Like it's kind of something I wanted to talk upon because, and also this is something I also want to address.
Sounds like a Pokemon. What?
Yeah, this is something I also want to address. Like clarity for stuff.
Clarity.
Like people seem to think that, the thing you did, Genesis or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it's like people like would try to compare that to that one guy who was made fun of,
Leafy.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Leafy, you made fun of Tom.
Yeah, they would say it's the same thing. But here's the thing: it's really not because this is a fucking like war avatar, like fucking something straight out of League of Legends like looking guy. And the other guy is an actual human being with real feelings and stuff, not just some avatar.
Well, I mean, if people like go on YouTube and say, "Man, whoever Genesis is, he must be some faggots," like,
Yeah, but
I don't think that's cool.
Here's the big difference. Here's the biggest difference of all. The biggest problem, and that happened with H3 and your thing and everything. Not a huge thing, but your thing. But between all these, people are trying to get black and white.
Yeah, exactly.
The world is not black and white.
Nothing is
hold on.
black and
No.
white.
So my point is, if you're gonna sit there and say, it's like saying that episode of Always Sunny where they have the implication scene on
Yeah.
the boat. It's like saying that's the same thing as going to someone, a rape victim's face and say, "You were raped.
Yeah.
You were raped." You can say they're both jokes, but they're different. They both involve rape. You're a fucking hypocrite. No, they're different.
This is like the equivalence of exactly. It's like anybody can like make an act. There's this guy. His name's like Kyle. He does these like interviews. He's big on Saturday Night Live
It's like
now.
is that SNL Kyle Mooney?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that his name? Kyle?
I don't know. His fucking name is
I-
weird, but I know his name's Kyle.
Got
But
the
he
afro.
goes to these public things and he like Steve rules it up. Like he goes in there and he just completely makes an ass of himself and he looks like a skittish wreck. And he goes up to these people. He's like,
Oh, I remember him.
How do you?
He's
baseball.
hilarious.
And then
What is
people,
that baseball
yeah, and
game?
people don't understand. They're just like, "What are you crazy? Get out of my face!" Like they think he's actually mental, but he's an actor. And it's like there's people who are completely capable of going online and pretending to be something they're not. You can't just say, "Oh, because of how he's talking, is like that." I could go on fucking Second Life right now and pretend to be crazy. I could just go up to people and I could be like.
I don't think it's that. I think it's also like nuance and humanity and like
Yeah,
sympathy.
but it's like you,
Chris.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I think I want to sympathize with somebody who legitimately is real and I can touch with my finger at one point in my life than somebody who is just this, omniscient being that I
what
have
I mean
no
too
idea.
though is like so if, for example, Chris, if you made that video, you're like you paused and you're like, look at this fucking retard, he's so fucking stupid. What an autistic fucking faggot, guys, right, guys?
Yeah.
That's different than letting the guy talk. The guy was being funny.
I genuinely, I would
he,
love to fucking hang with him.
he was
just to see
saying
what
funny
would happen.
stuff.
It felt more like
Just
I'm
to
never
see-
gonna go up to him and be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
to me. I said this, but it felt more like something where it felt like you were role playing, like you were in a LARPing situation where you would go up to a guy who's like, "How many wars have you won?" And he's like, "Too many to count." You just kind of like sat and listened.
Yeah.
But in the other line, you're like talking to like Cousin Skeeter. You're like, "I don't know what to do." Like because you want to keep it like because you're interested. So you're trying to keep it going. You're just like, okay, this is like, and sometimes, and let me be frank. It's like Chris definitely edited stuff. He's not going to keep things of him like of hearing horrible stories and then like
Yeah.
he's not going to include the horrible stuff that Genesis said He's gonna keep it professional and not try to fucking like.
Like I said, the difference, you can take the same subject who has disabilities or who is autistic or whatever, and you can make different types of videos with that. It's not the subject who matters. Like, you didn't sick all of your fans after the guy and say, hey guys, here's his channel,
I made
here's
sure
where you can find him.
try and like.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying.
I
hid the
tried
name,
to
but
add
you
on him
attempted.
as much
That's what I'm
as
saying.
possible.
The other guy, the Leafy guy, got in trouble because he linked the guy's channel name. Was like Terry, like this guy's an idiot. He's so cringy. Look at his fucking fedora.
Well, the problem
That
is he
different.
was going to other videos of his.
There was people who were like, man, that's mean of you to troll people like that. And I was just like, look at the other fucking Second Life videos on YouTube. There's people who go
There's
on
people who go-
Second Life
yeah.
and they're like, whoa, hey, pork chop. And then they show pictures of the girl. And it's like,
Yeah,
what
it's
the
just
fuck up?
like I said, it's a rape joke. You cannot say a good rape joke is the same thing as making a bad rape joke at a victim and saying you should be raped.
Yeah.
They're different. Yeah, they're both rape, but you can make completely. It's comedy. It's context. It's intent.
What you said about black and white is like, I find myself in nearly every situation in my day-to-day life where I'm like, this is a gray area.
That's what I'm
Everything's a
saying.
gray
That's what,
area.
like if I
Life
say
is a
something
gray
about a
area.
game, like if I was to stream a game, and like I said, like it's like, oh, well, you were saying shit about the game, but you're making a game, so you're a hypocrite, and it's like,
Shit about the game.
yeah, and it's just.
Sorry, it just rolls off the tongue.
It's like, you sound
Shit
like
about the game.
it sound like an AVGN moment. Like you were just like
Shit about the game.
Shit about the game. You just like stop and say it for 20
Sorry for
minutes.
derailing that, Cory.
No, it's fine. But it's like now it's like I feel like I can't say anything. Like if I say anything, I'll be like stepping on someone's feet. But even in the sense, like I don't care. But I like to try to explain myself without seeming like, oh, he's butthurt. He's trying to explain himself. It's like you can't even do that. Because
Yeah.
you'll always look like you're trying to defend yourself, and it's just like you can't just.
What
be
I
like,
learned is people, the world, we live in the world. I'm not saying this generation, but we live in the world where of sound bites. We live in the world of like the first thing you say is what people grab onto it. So it's like, well, I didn't like this movie, and then you can go, but well, this part, and they go, no, you said you like it. You didn't like it. You only said that part. Like you can't elaborate on anything now without. It's a minefield now. If you elaborate or like. Explain yourself. People assume you're backpedaling or you're, like you said, defending
That's why
yourself.
people like Stephen Fry fucking bail from Twitter and they're just like, this is stupid.
Because we live in the world of like 160
who's
characters. Like,
Stephen Fry?
He's that like nice British dude. He's very anti-PC.
Oh, good.
So people write him off of Twitter and he's like, this is really stupid.
I think he said it was boring.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
It is boring, and it's like here's another thing. I don't understand. I think I might have said this, but I don't understand like people who like after a while you're kind of into it, but then you get in like this weird thing where it's like if stuff actually starts bothering you, then you should probably make an effort not to invest time into like looking at.
You should
like
put yourself where you're happy and not always
yeah,
surrounded
exactly.
by
like,
negative energy.
Like there's a guy. I'm not trying to call him out. I do like his video. I watch his
It's
videos
Zach,
time to
isn't it?
time. It's Zach O'Reilly over here. No, it's I think his name's like Sargon the Argonaut or some shit.
Oh.
I don't know his fucking name, but he makes entertaining videos. But he does these things where he's like This Week in Stupid, where every week he's bombarded with just gay, stupid, feminist shit. Just like the worst human beings on the fucking internet currently. They're just so desensitized. They're just assholes. It would be like, it's like, here's more toxicity. Do you want it? And then he takes it, and then he does these videos, and it's just like, I don't know what goes through his head. Like,
It's
if he's
kinda
like
like-
contemplating, like, because there has to be some like mental anguish where he's like, he probably enjoys the topic, but he also probably like
See,
fucking
that's
hates
like
it
another
also.
gray area. It's like if someone like Anita Sarkeesian like scams fans or just acts like a cunt, right? Are you doing a good thing by warning people, or are you adding fuel to the fire?
It's like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It's like nobody wins in that case because you don't want Anita to get the attention she's hoping for.
It's not even attention. It's the I'm being attacked. I'm a woman.
Yeah.
See?
And so you want to explain yourself, but then that just creates more people who also want to explain themselves, and it's like a tumbling.
You get into this game of constantly
avalanche,
explaining and debating and constantly explaining.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Dialogue is good, but people don't want dialogue. They want, like I said, they want something to grab onto.
Mm-hmm.
That's short and edible.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much what's dissolving into everything nowadays. Like nowadays, I try to avoid most feminist stuff because I don't want to hear it anymore.
Yeah, I just always run into it somehow.
Yeah, so I've like completely like my Twitter. I've just followed nothing but Japanese accounts. So like now my feed is just nothing but Japanese like porn and just accounts. Like just I don't even understand it. Sometimes I'll see like you make a post or I'll see Zach make a post and then I'll be like, this is what's going on in the election, and then I'll see you make a post about something. And then I'll be like, wait, now it's just more Japanese stuff, and it's just like, and then it's like, so I have it like filtering out fucking everything. I set my location to Japan, so I only get cookies and like the Food Network and stuff in
That's
Japan.
a really good idea.
That's all it is, man. You know what Japanese people post all day, every day, forever?
Fucking food.
Food and porn. That's all they fucking post. They're like, this is what I'm eating tonight. This is what I'm drawing. I'm going to bed. This is what I'm eating tomorrow. This is what I'm drawing tonight. I'm going to bed. And it's just like, this is the
You need to
perfect
show me how
lifestyle.
to do that.
Dude, you just like, well, actually, the accounts I follow are probably in question. I have a few accounts, but if you see an account like that, just they post art, follow that because it's a much nicer environment to come
I
on
don't
Twitter.
follow anyone except for my friends.
Yeah, I ended up kind of weeding out the people who like there's also Japanese people who post like 50 posts a day. And you're like, all right, you know what, dude, you gotta be muted. You post too much. Okay, so we've had a lot of really goofy topics.
Woo! I got kept on screaming because I kept drawing myself as Naruto getting fucked.
Okay, so I started streaming again. I used to stream a lot back when I was working on the music video for Aaron.
SleepyCast.
You're streaming?
We should all say what our Twitch is so people can like look us up later. It's not very
Follow
hard
me
to
at
figure this
Psychic
out.
Pebbles on twitch.tv/Psychic Pebbles.
I'm spazcast.tv.psychicpebbles.
I'm Oni Plays.
He's lying.
true.
Beep them out. Only promote me. Editor, delete what
So my problem is like it's like this weird thing I have where even though I know I'm set up, it still takes me 30 extra minutes to make sure that everything's going right and even start streaming.
Me too.
Like I'm like, okay, I know nobody's gonna see anything on this monitor. I know it's gonna stream this, and I know once I start streaming that nothing will go wrong. Yet it still takes me 30 more fucking minutes to figure out if everything's perfect. I have to like double check it like 6 times.
Yeah.
How long does it take you to actually start streaming from a real stream?
This is what you do. You open up XSplit, you wait fucking 2 minutes for it to start up because it's a slow piece of shit.
Yeah.
I use OBS.
I use OBS.
OBS is cool. I like XSplit because it records as an MP4 while you do
Their
it.
fucking
Yeah.
database got hacked like a few years ago.
Did it?
Oh well.
I don't know. It's like streaming. It's like it always takes me so long, and I mean my computer blue screens whenever I'm halfway through a stream anyway, so it's not like you can get a full stream in.
Yeah, it takes like 2 minutes for OBS or XSplit to start. Then you gotta go on Twitch alerts. And you gotta
Oh,
make
God,
sure
yeah,
that's
Twitch
green
alerts.
screened into OBS if you haven't saved it.
Holy-
I don't do the green screen
I
thing.
usually have to do it from scratch because it never like remembers what window is
I
over.
can't even fucking do that shit. I'm like, people are telling me, I'm like, I set up a stream and I'm like, okay, I need to do a thing, and then it's like, now I need to do Twitch alerts, and I'm like, I can't
Then I
be
gotta make
fucking
sure
bothered doing
that
something
everything on
extra.
one desktop is moved to the other, and I gotta make sure that Skype is signed out, and I gotta make sure that all this.
I gotta
shit's
Also make
make
sure that
sure
when
my
I
40
save
pictures
as-
of porn is closed. And not
Well, not even
open.
that. When you save as a file, does it go to like fucking exposed assholes?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
me
save the
too.
file first.
Yeah, exactly. I have to save a file because it'll just go into my giant cock folder, and I'm like, no, God, no, please.
You a giant cock folder or a folder you have of giant cock?
Yeah, both.
Yeah, and you also gotta make sure the audio is good.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure.
I gotta make sure I close out of all the pictures I save off Google, so I have to be like, I have to exit out the little exit because if I accidentally
I
click one of those
usually gotta make
pictures-
sure that my recent save files are all wiped.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah.
So like if even if you go to like file, it might be like recent files. It's like big dick. It's like oh.
Oh Jesus Christ! There's so much stuff. It's
Big
so
dick, tiny
fucking
hole, not
infuriating.
JPEG.
I will say that I like streaming very rarely. I don't like doing it all the time.
I use it as kind of like a motivational thing. Like I feel like when I have an audience watching me, I feel like I'm kind of forced to focus on
Yeah.
my thing. But then I get to that weird position where I kind of zone out. I'm like, okay, I no longer need you guys.
I'd like to do it more, but it just sucks the energy out of
I
me.
like doing it.
does.
It's a little bit. That's why you guys have somebody in it.
You
I
need
cannot do it on
somebody.
my own.
You need. I've been doing it by my own, and I don't know if I can do that now. Maybe it depends on the game I play. I was thinking of playing a bunch of fucking visual novels.
I think it's impressive if you can fucking keep a stream going for more than 2 hours. It's fucking
2 hours,
hard.
I think, is the cap.
It's your charisma. Like there's that guy. There's only one other streamer I watch. There's 2 streamers. I watch Northern Lion and I watch Vinny. I watch his streams.
Shout out to those
But I don't
guys.
watch him on. I kind of watch his full session. I can't watch his fucking stream, but he has so much charisma and he can
Yeah.
like entertain for fucking hours.
I know that
And
one-
he's so laid back, and it's just like you can just listen, zone out to him.
That one, do you know Elizabeth?
Elizabeth.
She's like this big streamer. She just does it all day, every day. And she just
Jesus.
she just keep doing it.
I don't
I
understand.
think
I,
it's impressive.
I mean, I guess when I'm animating, I can stream for like 5 hours straight when I'm animating, maybe even longer. I've streamed for like 14 hours before.
I can't
So-
do it. I just can't.
When you're animating, dude, you're just like completely
You get in
zoned
the
out.
zone.
Yeah.
Like
you-
I said, you have to have somebody in the thing with you. Like you could do these if you consider doing Lexi to have her kind of in there. to
yeah,
help
I was thinking about
you.
doing it.
It makes it a lot easier.
I need somebody.
I get put under pressure.
I wanted to have you a few times.
I'll
but-
be on yours if you be
Yeah,
mine.
I would do yours.
I'll just sit out of it because I didn't get invited.
No,
You're always welcome to mine.
because I invite you every time you're like sorry.
Chris,
No, that's the thing,
I'm
right?
too busy.
You're always welcome to mine.
I'll
But
do a stream as long as I hadn't streamed as well that day, and nearly every time you ask me, I've already streamed that day.
That's fair enough.
And
Chris-
I'm always just like,
Chris, you're always welcome to stream with me. I'll have to bother you though, but I don't want to keep bothering you every day because I might stream randomly and be
Well,
like,
you
"Hey,
don't
Chris,
bother
are you
me.
there?"
It's always fun though, if you like have somebody else on the stream. It allows you to engage with the chat more. I have a lot of like moments.
But how do people feel about other people? Because there's like this weird thing where some people, like I'm kind of the same way, where I'm so used to listening to a certain person that the second someone else comes in, I'm like, I kind of can't listen anymore.
That's why you got to build up consistency. I've been doing it with Nikki for like 7 months. People just use people get surprised when I don't do it.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's a lot like with a Northern Lion. Like I watch him and he streams. I actually watch his
Is
streams.
he doing somebody else?
He streams with these 4 guys. He seems like
Exactly. So boy,
Yeah.
it's just about consistency, and keeping it norm. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. There's just one guy he always streams with. So he always streams with him. So every time I hear his voice, I know he's in it.
Yeah.
There's some extra people, but I know he's always in it. So
It's just consistency. People like familiar voices.
We should just do more Sleepy Cabin streams.
we
cool with
should.
that.
I'd be totally down to just sit and fucking
By the way,
stream.
Sleepy Cabin has a Twitch. It's
Oh, yeah.
Sleepy Cabin.
It's Sleepy Cabin at sleepycabin.com.org.twitch.
It's like this, but it's completely-
recess.
It's completely
Dot
unfiltered and
recess.
terrible.
Dot Disney.
That recess 107 facts about recess kids being dead.
Recess theory: kids are dead? Question mark.
Is TJ Deathwell or Homer Simpson but younger?
It's interesting.
Ed and Eddie in Purgatory. Here's the 20,000 facts saying so.
If you listen to the SleepyCast streams, you get a good idea of why we have to edit these. Because God Almighty, they're like racist, just horrible.
Oh, the last one we did, that was fun. We gotta do
was
more.
good.
We gotta do more with just unfiltered, like just unbridled.
But it's
like-
good. I think streams are
Troll.
fun because you get like regulars. You feel like, oh, it's like a saloon.
That's what I
It's
mean.
like, oh, here comes so and so waddling in.
I try to stream at least once every weekend.
Before you say that, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
For the last podcast we uploaded, we talked about religion and stuff, and we made black jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And I
That's
just
funny.
wanted to say, like, during the podcast, I apologized for making the black jokes, and people got mad at me for apologizing.
Oh, really?
But I just wanted to say that you have to, or people will use it against you.
Well, you know, look, it's just this is a comedy podcast, man.
No, I know that.
It's like it's no, I know. I'm not saying against you. I'm
Also,
saying against
Brownos is
anybody who
not
gets mad.
racist.
Like,
No, I know. No, but what I'm saying is that there's people who take it out of context, and
Oh, probably.
sometimes it's probably just a better idea to do that.
Yeah.
I know you shouldn't have to censor yourselves.
I
look,
myself.
the thing is though, if somebody wants to get mad at you, even if you apologize, they can still take it out.
Yeah.
Like full disclosure, if you're listening, everything we've said over the last 2 seasons has been
Completely
jest.
unbridled
in
and
jest.
just
But
like
if we say something terrible about child molestation or racism, it's not. We don't really think that. It's
See what you're saying right now is what I did. I
makes
wasn't
you-
apologizing. I was just saying that that's what we're doing, but people
Yeah.
still got mad at me for doing that.
It's weird too because like this may sound like kind of like out of like left field, but I was actually watching some really old Rooster Teeth stuff.
Yeah.
Really old. Like I was watching some Jeff and Jack do stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and Jeff he would like pull up not Jeff, but I always say G off because I'm retarded. I can't read.
I
Jeff
say
how-
G off, too.
Yeah, I can't read it how it's pop, but he was reading off stuff like I think he said something about fucking like Hiroshima, but it was so perfect. It sounded like something we would fucking say.
Really?
But he was saying like I think he was like said something like, "Did you hear that screams?" It's like, yeah, it's like the Japanese people trapped in the ships in Hiroshima or something. I was like, whoa, dude, and I was like, that was
well,
so
that's the
fucking left
reaction you would
field.
get. I don't consider it shock humor, but in a way you're trying to. You would go, holy fuck! You
Yeah,
gotta
that
witness-
was
that's a
funny.
fun
I
reaction.
legitimately like kind of sat up and I'm like, did I just hear that?
That's funny because it
Just
comes out
don't-
of nowhere.
yeah,
So
you
why
just
would you
don't-
jump to that?
Yeah.
Like Joel does the same thing. Like Joel from fucking Red
I think-
Rooster Teeth. He also like will just say stuff like he'll just be like, yeah, I was I had this idea that, and he's just completely racist. He's just like, we're recording. He's like, you leave it in then, and it's just like, whoa, dude.
I don't know. It's funny if you can make somebody chuckle. It's like okay, but if you can make somebody go, "Oh my god," and bury their fucking face in laugh, I think that's a fun
it's really
reaction.
it's like there's just some unbridled stuff where it's like people laugh. Everyone understands. Okay, yes, okay, people dying is bad and big disasters are bad, but you also have to understand that we're laughing because it's like a joke. It's like we're at the expense of it being bad. We know that like the Columbine was a bad thing, but it's also a very easy joke.
Laughing doesn't mean you agree with it. It means
Yeah.
you're like, holy fuck.
By that logic, like Bugs Bunny getting hit on the head with a hammer is like really fucked up because the guy's gotten his head caved in with a hammer.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
Bugs
yeah,
Bunny is just like, yeah, you got
but
hit
it's a
here, you
joke.
moron.
Yeah.
Like he's laughing at the guy got his head caved in and fucking live footage of Russian people coming up
So
to him.
you can't make black jokes. So you can't make hammer jokes then.
Yeah, you can't get hammered and make
No,
racist
because you're
jokes.
planetizing at that point. It's like people say you can make black jokes, but you can't make rape jokes.
Yeah.
Or you
You can't make racist rape jokes.
I'm so sick of offended people.
Every rape joke's a racist joke.
All right, everyone throw off. Let's just be offensive.
I wish people would just call me an
I
Irish.
just implied only black people rape women.
Let's
So
let's just talk for 20 minutes and be completely fucking uncensored and just say whatever comes to our mind. Completely unbridled
That's a
racism.
bad idea.
What if Gonzo
it's a
steals all
good
our ideas?
idea, dude. Completely 100% uncensored. This is us. Real talk.
Hey, Cory, what if?
Hey, what's up, nigger?
Cory, what's your favorite underwater activity?
Your favorite underwater activity?
Yeah.
Coming into at the bottom of the pool and trying to dodge it like a cool superhero.
Let's do one of those sweet improv situations.
You know, my favorite thing to do is pop inner tubes that special ed kids are swimming in.
Cory,
Special
we're
ed
gonna
with totally
do
interesting.
an improv situation.
Cory, we're gonna do an improv situation.
Improv!
With you as the star.
Cory, when you wake up and you're
Situation.
Cory, you wake up and you're a dog.
Same human face on a dog body with floppy ears,
Okay,
and
so
you're
it's
wearing
me.
you're wearing your glasses too.
Alright.
So,
it's
You
dog
walk
me.
around like, licking your ass, licking your balls.
Okay.
Corey, you walk up to a puddle and you look down into the muddy puddle. You say that this
You
is
see
me.
the face of Martin Luther King Jr.
I'm a dog.
Okay, improv. Wow, it looks just like me.
Corey, it is you.
Excuse me.
You're a new dog.
I'm a scientist. If you can make me tell me a funny dog joke, I will not kill you because you're the abomination of God. You have 30 seconds before I pull this trigger to your head.
I get down, I'm like, remember this joke? And then I start licking my crotch.
The
I
man,
give myself a red rocket. It explodes my mouth. I go away, but I turn back to show you that I still mean business.
the man comes down his leg and says, "You are free. You are free, Genie. You're free." And he walks away and he leaves you alone.
I walk away, dried cum, in shame, on my leg.
No, he comes on his leg. You don't come on you.
No, I came in my face, but I turned around to show I meant business.
But he came also?
Yeah, we came at the same time. It's an agreement, cum. We both came to
It's like a
both
handshake.
show. Yeah.
It's a legally binding agreement.
This is stupid. This
Chris,
is the
hold on,
improv
okay,
I
hold
This
on,
is the
wanted.
fucking improv you gave
Hold on,
me.
Chris, I have a good one. You wake up, you're a dog. You're a dog.
We're all dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And your owner.
We wake up. We're in the 3DS.
Your owner
Neopets.
walks in with a
Okay,
big
wait.
juicy dog bone.
Me and Corey are both dogs, born in the same litter. Go
Mama
on.
dog
We're
dies.
cybernetically.
Mama dog dies?
The farmer waddles in, he says, "Yeah, sounds about right." Grabs the dog and starts smashing its head on a rock. You two are the only left. You're lost pups with big eyes, sparkling, whining.
Okay, so
He
I'm
walks
like,
over, cracks
I'm
his
like,
knuckles, ready to kill you both.
I'm like, Corey, there's a loose board in the wall. Quickly,
"Come
brother.
here, pups! Don't get away now."
I act quickly. I see the opportunity. He reaches down, but he doesn't seem to realize.
I nip him right on his old man crinkle
God damn it.
on his chimp finger. He
You
pulls-
walk through the walls. You look through a big hole in the wall. You see the farmer's wife being fucked by the slave. It takes place in
We
slave
take the
days.
opportunity. We
takes
hide
place
under
in-
the
it takes place
covers.
in 1840.
We hide under the
Corey
covers.
hide under the old lady's blouse.
The slave stops and he goes, "I think I heard something." He runs over to the hole. He stares.
He makes clicking
His
sounds
big
to his
white-
partners outside.
He pulls the boat out as though he says, "Come here, boy."
He throws it to me.
Being dogs,
I'm
we're under
overjoyed.
a spell.
I'm overjoyed.
No,
I
you
jump
spelled
out the
the bone.
window. I jump out to the window into his voodoo mom's hands.
I'm like, Corey!
Corey,
Corey, you fell for his voodoo spells!
He grabs Corey and says, "I'm gonna make Corey stew." And he throws you in a big witch pot and says, "Take your big steak."
A cauldron?
Yes.
There's all these like whitely painted black men shaking their.
Okay, okay,
The black man claps his hands.
Wait a
He turns to
second.
The 14 small black man.
No!
They're trying to find the other lost pup.
This is my last chance. I bounce on my hind legs over to the cauldron and I balance on my hind legs.
I have one paw out. I'm sinking into the voodoo curse
Corey,
water.
I look him dead in his fucking voodoo eye with my two little
He's
front paws in
dancing,
the air.
he's shaking, he's
The
doing the
14
ooh
black
caribou dance.
Yeah, wait,
He's
who, me
dancing.
or the black guy?
The black guy is going ooh
No, there's 14 of them now. That's
ooh, ooh,
Canada.
caribou.
14 of them
Yeah,
all
they're
around the
all
cauldron?
He clapped and made a spell. He disintegrates into 14 smaller versions. They all
Yeah.
scatter around.
So they're all looking up at the cauldron
They're
dancing.
trying to find you.
They're trying to find me looking at a cauldron dancing.
Yes.
They're creating a human ladder.
Well,
They're all
luckily for me,
crawling
if they're all
into it.
facing a oh wait, yeah, if they're all facing a cauldron, and no matter where I am behind them, they won't see me
They all see you.
in the reflection.
Yes.
Okay.
They say another dog for our stew. they grow into one long arm.
I got this. I bark the N-word. And they all jump up in the air.
They all melt like a wicked
shut
witch.
up! They all jump up in the air in shock. I use my dog agility to jump from each black person to each black person, and I dip
You
my.
mean like that scene of fucking Lord of the Rings where he's like running up the fucking collapse?
It's better than that. It's with black people.
Fuck you, Chris.
I get to the top.
Jump into the cauldron. I am
Corey,
out.
I'm
a real
Corey,
boy.
Corey, I dip my big long tongue into the cauldron. You pull on it like a rope.
I come out. But then you realize something. My dog head is the same, but my human body has now come to fruition.
You're human now?
I now have a small dog pup face, but I have a human body. I feel around for the evil voodoo lady.
No, it's a man.
The evil voodoo lady's getting fucked by the slave.
Oh. No, she's getting
She's just a
fucked by
farmer.
the
She's just
owner.
a farmer's
She's
wife.
just
She's a
lying in
regular
bed,
lady.
she's lying in bed trying to sleep after the fucking...
Her hole is still spread. Her centipede's crawling out.
Anyways,
I carry you. I am a real boy now.
you carry me to safety. What about all the little black dudes on the ground?
They all
I
go.
step
They all
on them by
see.
accident because they fell from your fucking jumping on them.
My Matrix ability.
When Chris said the N-word, they all turned into goo and seeped between the floorboards.
Exactly.
Like a typical N-word.
Yes.
Oh my
You
goodness.
have to lick the farmer's wife's pussy before you can leave.
Why?
Because she's horny.
What about
There's
the farmer?
centipedes. Yeah, there's farmers and slaves and
And I'm a
centipedes.
dog.
The farmer's beating the old dog, your mother dog with
She's
a rod.
dead.
He's still beating her.
Are you telling me there's a fucking 6'3" human with a little dog Cory face walking around?
Yes.
What kind of ears has he got?
This is an important.
Big saggy beagle ears.
Okay, that's cute. Does he have a little dog tail where his dick should be?
Yes, he wags it.
Does he have 2 little dog ears where his balls should be?
Yes. He's got 2 smaller dog heads.
Just looking around, licking their lips furiously. Zach's gonna go pee.
I hold a big rock and fall off a cliff.
Cory, you
and
hold me, but-
fall to my death. You're like, no, Cory, and I'm like, it's
That's the
only-
sacrifice I needed to escape.
I am a freak, and then my fucking head explodes against the rock as I fall into the ocean. Dead.
The goddess of the ocean pulls you into the sea with her god hand.
What's that say?
The ending is this.
Oh, no.
Cory, you crawl back into the cauldron. It's a nice.
It's too late. I already
hot tub.
splattered
He
my
almost
fucking brains
threw
on a
his
rock.
body onto a bunch of rocks at the bottom of the cliff ocean.
Yeah, but you forgot the ending where you crawl back into the cauldron. It's a nice hot tub temperature. You say, now that's a dog day.
It's the Hot Tub Time Machine movie.
You go back in time to the hot tub time machine, to the inception of it.
You abolish slavery.
I do the right thing.
Cory, you wake up. You John F. Kennedy.
I was
Dallas.
about to say, I wake up from the back of JFK's car. That's what I was about to fucking say,
No,
and
Cory,
you
for real.
said it.
Cory, you wake up. You are in John F. Kennedy's body.
Yeah.
Right? It's 1963, Dallas. You're about to turn the corner.
And
By the scoop- by the
I was
scoop
in the
of
middle.
Bob's
I was
story.
middle of singing lollipop, ooh, lollipop.
Lollipop. Hey, have you ever seen the video, the alternate shot of JFK, where
Yeah.
he gets shot in the head and that like flap on top of his head flies up and a will of the wisp flew out of his head?
Did you see the conspiracy theories where they talk about how the bullet is like it can like curve and like it
Yeah.
can go through trees?
That
and
was the will of
fucking-
the wisp.
Oh, really?
Is that the cartoon I ripped off of by accident?
Will of the wisp?
Oh, that's the Wisp of the Willows.
That's the wind in the willows.
So, anyways, I'm JFK.
A will of the wisp is a fucking Scottish ghoul.
I'm JFK. So instead of my head being fucking splattered,
What do you do, Cory? Jackie's like,
Oh yeah, Johnny,
What if she just like licked her thumb and like rubbed it on his head
I do
and slapped
this.
his hair
Cory,
back
Cory,
down?
she's like-
Right,
Cory.
right then and there, I go. The bullet flies past
no,
me.
Cory. She's like,
I get out of the car and then I'm no longer in JFK's body. It's like
Cory,
Looper. I disappear.
Before it happened, she's like, Jackie Kennedy slobbers. She's like, wet, really wet. She said, stick it in your fucking ear and slap you in the side of the head.
The weird thing about that
Fucking
video is
backhander. Her fucking teeth come
the weird
out.
thing is like it's like he almost even doesn't try and dodge the bullet.
No, you know the real story behind that?
Faggot, what?
The real story, no, it's actually really interesting. So he hears a first shot go off and he like looks around. And then he gets shot in the throat the first time.
Oh, and he's like, what was that?
No,
Weird.
instead of he does like that, he holds his hands up to his throat, but he couldn't bend over because he was wearing a back brace.
JFK?
JFK wore a back brace because his back was so shitty.
If he got shot in the throat, would it not like
He
kind
probably
of?
would have lived because he got shot in the throat, but he didn't get shot in the spine. Obviously, he probably could have
But
lived.
blood and fucking particles would have flown all over.
He had a chance of living at least.
Yeah, but his fucking head exploded.
So, but it's interesting. If he didn't have a back brace, he could have leaned forward.
My Irish teacher used to be like,
Have you ever seen the autopsy?
of JFK, and he'd be like,
If you notice here, the bullet curved here.
They're not curved.
yeah, I know. Everyone was just like, you're
The
fucking
biggest-
retarded.
The
And
biggest
then
misconception is that if you look at the car, like the reason they say curved is because it hit the guy in front of him, the governor, right in front of JFK, and hit him in the back. But they're always like, wait, it hit John F. Kennedy in the throat, but it also hit this guy in the arm. It makes no sense. It had to curve in midair.
Weren't they in a moving car?
No, that's not even the thing though. The governor was sitting like 6 inches to the left and also 6 inches higher than him.
Yeah.
And he was turning like that. His back was like he was looking backwards.
My-
Makes perfect sense, literally.
yeah, the Irish teacher was also like,
One time the Pope got shot, and the bullet curved around all his vital organs. It's like, no.
Is that the same guy who said that the fucking sun like fell in
Yeah.
the sky?
You know, he said the sun danced in the sky
This
because
man's a retard. He shouldn't be
he
keeping
said it danced in the sky in like the 30s when cameras were around. It was a
How does
fucking
it dance in the
dipshit.
sky?
Danced in the sky and gravity
How
was
does
not
the sun
affected at all.
dance?
He used to tell the story like this. He used to be like,
one time there were many people all at a big gathering, and like he pretty much
sounds like
said
a caveman.
he had this booming Irish voice. It's like his name was actually Mr. O'Neill.
Did you see his furrowed brow?
He had
Did
like
you hear a boating class and fucking like, eat gazelles?
he's the same asshole who made me write 25 pages of I must not get my question wrong or whatever.
You should have told him like
Yeah.
you should have told him that like dancing in the sun was a lie.
No, but he said like Christians knew that the sun was going to dance on this day,
Dance.
and
What does he
like
mean by
nobody
dance?
believed them. But then when everybody was looking up in the sky, the sun began to dance towards
What
and
does
away.
dance mean?
Nobody fucking knew.
I
what
like
the
how
fuck
he's
was-
the brain of a 3-year-old and he thinks the sun has no gravitational impact on the solar
Is he talking
system.
about when you look at the
Why does
sun?
he thought that the sun would like not be caught or on
I
camera?
love how if he doesn't understand if the sun moved like a million miles closer, the fucking Earth would like evaporate.
My fucking dipshit fucking question was like, how come no one caught this on camera? And he's like, because they all believed and they all knew it was true, so they didn't have to. It's like, fuck you.
That's such a bad cop.
Why
out.
didn't God make the sun dance 1 inch from the Earth in 2016?
Yeah, how come God didn't fucking make the Earth dance? How come there's no talk of the Earth dancing around God's
I don't know.
green Earth?
Why doesn't
throne?
God walk on the Earth and sort of like slap people in the face?
If there was a god, it would be way cooler if he just walked around like a big god. Like
I've always said, why didn't God
Satan.
make the Bible out of like material and put it on Earth like a big monument, make it a material that exists nowhere else in the universe?
You know what I think got the closest like feeling of seeing a god I've ever seen in my life?
See me?
No, there's this game on Windows 98. I think it was called Planescape. You ever hear that? It's like a Dungeons and
I'm
Dragons
really
game.
curious where the fuck you're going with this.
No, it's really cool, right? So there's this character in the game called the Lady of Pain, where she like watches over like this one specific dimension or something. But in the game, she just randomly walks around, and everyone in the game is like, "Don't go near her. Like, if you even look at her, she'll kill you." And that's what I would feel like a god would do. Because in the game, if you like fuck with her, she just instantly kills you, and there's nothing you can do.
Whoa.
It's cool. She's scary.
That's just scary in general.
Yeah.
It's like the temptation that's scary. You just want to walk and fuck with
The
her.
Lady of Pain. You should look it up. It's like the coolest idea for a character ever.
That's a good idea.
She like knows how to open portals and shit, so she just locked herself into this dimension, and she just lets people live in her town, and nobody like fucks with her. Anyways,
How long have we been recording for?
We'll go for a little bit, like 10 more.
We talked about.
Would it
the
be
anime.
interesting to live in like 1,000, 2,000 years ago when they really believed in like Zeus and stuff? Because they really believed that. They have no idea how the world works. Imagine how like magical the world felt to live in.
Yeah, every
Imagine
little
if
thing.
there was no science. You really believe that. You'd feel people really believed like nose.
Yeah,
and, like, dwarves and
if
shit.
like it was raining, you'd be like, "Oh, the sky is sad. The sky god is sad."
seeing a tornado would just blow your mind,
Yeah,
or like an eclipse.
But you would see that, and you'd be like, "Oh, they must be angry with how we've been doing, like what we've been doing."
How do
It
you
must,
think-
it must just from a human perspective, it must have been so crazy to have those kind of feelings stirred up to really believe.
Yeah.
That
Like
fucking
you saw
movie,
like a mermaid or something.
that fucking movie Apocalypto.
I've found my eyes to be playing tricks on me recently.
What do you mean?
Like today, I saw like I was walking by a bush and I thought I saw a squirrel run up right next to my face, and then I turned around and it was just a bird.
It's called schizophrenia.
I know, it probably is.
You get it at 25 too.
I visualized a squirrel, but it was a bird.
That's what schizophrenia is.
Oh God, here goes.
Schizophrenia.
Luckily, Chris, you only get at age 25.
That's good. I'm 25.
No, last night I think I've talked about this before. I'll keep it quick, but I had these things constantly. I had it like 2 nights ago, where I'll wake up and I'll see something in the room, or like wake up like at night and be scared about something. Like I woke up and imagined like big fucking coil of snake in my chair, and I was like, it scared the fuck out of me.
That's really weird. You're still dreaming. You're like coming out of your dream while,
Yeah,
you're, while
exactly.
you're awake.
And I was walking the hallway to go to the bathroom. I saw like a little boy standing there, and I almost screamed.
That was just a little boy you kidnapped.
Oh yeah, he actually I had to grab him and throw him back in the closet.
Threw him down the stairs so he slept again.
I also like I opened my window like 3 days ago, and I walked in there and I couldn't find Django, and I was like, oh god. I thought I like jumped out the window, but
Fucking
luckily he did
idiot,
not.
Zach. What do you think would like if a caveman saw the aurora borealis? What's he thinking? He's
What's
like,
an aurora borealis?
the fucking light show in the sky that you see in the North Pole.
Have you seen the phenomenon of like the air siren?
The what?
You haven't seen this before. I don't believe me when I talk about this. It happened in New York. I was in New York a few months ago, and we were at John's office, and we were like, it sounded like fireworks, but it wasn't fireworks. It sounded like a fucking like War of the Worlds, where like it was going on. It was going
You mean in the sky? From where?
and from like it was around Times Square. So I was like, okay, number one, there's a real terrorist attack going on, or like there's some kind of fucking war going on or something.
Yeah.
Because it was rhythmic. It went
Did
for,
it sound like explosions?
Yes, it went for like 10 minutes.
Nobody
And
knew what
what
it was.
was it?
Look up, type in siren in the sky
What
or
time
horn
is
in the
it?
sky.
There's been like reports of people being like, I heard like a weird noise in the sky, and then you hear like.
Now listen, this is real. Imagine being a caveman and hearing this out of nowhere.
That?
It was like that. Listen,
Maybe it was a crane moving.
it was going on. No, it wasn't.
You know what?
People like miles away were hearing it too. Like on Twitter, I asked. That sounds like fucking War of the Worlds, dude.
Yeah, you know what I realized? The scariest noises are repetitive. So if you heard that once, you'd be like, what the fuck was that? But if it's going like...
I actually thought it was a terrorist attack for a while, because we were like, no, close to Times Square,
Yeah.
and it was like coming from, you could feel it.
That just sounds like a cymbal, when you roll on a cymbal.
Yeah, someone was just in the sky doing like the cymbal rolling.
Oh no, that's what it is. It's when you like slide your like finger, or you slide something up and down a cymbal or a gong, and it makes that noise.
Yeah, it's creepy, dude.
That's weird. Well, there's also like, we brought up a topic, strange phenomenons. Like, this is something that was always interesting to me. You know these people who go to like these like ghost hunters who go to these places, and they're like, there was no technology, there was nothing. But suddenly there was just like there's no electricity in the building. There's like, but suddenly there was a spike. It was an electric spike. But there's a known thing which is just an air entrapment of electricity that floats through the air, like electronic like puffs of thing that go through stuff. They go through stuff. It's like a phenomenon where it's just like this electrical air bubble.
Those guys are retards. They'll go up to like a lot of those guys will go up to like haunted houses and be like, oh, there's electricity, it's going. And they're like walking like fucking like power outlets. Oh, there's a specter inside
Yeah,
this.
but like these cases where the places are actually like there hasn't been technology there in years. Like they're completely shut down.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's real evidence. There's no technology. There's nothing in here but our camera equipment behind us and stuff. But it's like, yeah, but there's also like again like electric air.
These people also
like
have no
currents, and
explanation
people would call that. They're like, yeah, but think about this. We don't know what it is. But ghosts are emit electricity, so it's like, it's ghosts.
Who decided ghosts emit electricity? Does anybody know what they are? What are they supposed to be?
EVPs, electromagnetic voice modulators.
So remember that time I gave you my like recorder in the graveyard? You guys went around fucking recording graves.
We're like, how did you die?
And Cory kept
There was
looking.
a weird sound. There was a weird fucking sound. I swear to God, it was like it was just like you left it there, and there was just this weird, almost sound like this, where it was just like, mo.
Maybe it was a ghost saying, mo.
But it sounded like a.
He was
like it sounded like a noise. Like it sounded like when
like Jerry Seinfeld goes.
It sounded like when a bug gets close to your ear and you can hear it, but then it like flies away but comes back.
Maybe it was
and
just
then
a big dragonfly.
But it wasn't, because you would hear like the.
Like a huge dragonfly just landed on your face for like 10 minutes. You're like, it's a ghost!
It's weird because it's like, it was definitely audible, where with a bug you can still hear the buzzing sound.
Yeah.
It wasn't a buzz, it was just a sound.
Zach, speaking of dragonflies, do you remember that time me and you landed a connecting flight in Chicago and there was fucking 29 million dragonflies outside the window fucking each other?
We call it so vaguely. That was a while ago.
That was so funny. We just thought like me and Zach were sitting in the tables next to each other, and then I opened the window to look out, and there was just thousands of dragonflies.
There was none but
and then like the guys outside were like getting fucking hit in the head with them and shit.
Do you want to like wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Okay, Cory, say your poem and we'll end it.
Rose are red, violets are blue. I killed it! I killed it! I killed it!